Hey guys, what's up? It's yours truly, Inflammatory Woman, aka All That Chaz, aka Lupus Slayer. I want to share some symptoms of two of the conditions, chronic illness and disease that I actually battle. Something went wrong. Please try again. Shush, nobody talking to you, Google. And they're the two chronic disease and illness I'm going to give you guys some symptoms of is going to be the vasovagal syncope, and the lupus SLE with Mctd with this mixed connective tissue disease. And the reason I want to share these two with you all, particularly, is because these are the two most aggressive conditions that I battle. Um, with those two, it creates everything else and it provokes everything else. They both are triggered by each other. So if the vasovagal syncope starts, then so does the rheumatoid arthritis. I mean, yeah, because that's part of lupus. So does the lupus. If the lupus starts, then it provokes the vasovagal syncope. So they provoke each other and they cause each other to flare up. Now, what happens when they both flares up at the same time? It is undescribable. Indescribable because it causes so much discord and pain in my body, so much discomfort, so much stress, so much, agony. Like you literally be suffering. I mean, like unbelievably. So with the vasovagal syncope, what it is a vascular disease. It messes with your vascular system. They don't understand what causes it. Still, with all the research, therefore, they don't know what to do to cure it. And symptoms of the vasovagal syncope are things that you have to do and that your body will automatically cause you to do, which is stretch. Stretching can literally provoke it. I'm talking about like uh, stretching can cause a flare up of the vasovagal syncope. Walking and turning a corner, like if you're walking in your home. This happens to me all the time. I get lightheaded, I get dizzy all the time, and have balance issue because of the vasovagal syncope. And it causes that in going to the bathroom, whether you're doing the number one, number two, um, squatting down, picking up something, um, like I said, a corner too fast can cause, or even not even fast, it can cause um, if you turn around, sometimes you turn around too fast, it can cause you to get dizziness, real lightheaded, real, very sensitive. Um, so different things can cause the vasovagal syncope to flare up. Thanks everyone who's watching. Let me see. You can comment, and I will be able to actually see your comments if you comment on here. So I just want to let you all know that I will be able to see your comments. So thank you to any and everyone who may be watching. Um, another thing that caused another symptom, well, um, thing that can provoke the vasovagal syncope is the weather. Um, if it gets too windy outside, or if it's too humid outside, if it's too moist, it can provoke it. And so there's just some different things that can provoke and cause the vasovagal syncope. And so the symptoms of uh, syncope is dizziness, lethargic, um, loss of appetite, not being able to hold food down, feeling woozy, Having a uncontrollable sensation of adrenaline where you just feel like you're falling and you can't control it. Um, Having uncontrollable nervousness where you fidgeting and you can't control it. You just be fidgeting. Um, Nervousness, anxiety are symptoms of the vasovagal syncope, and they just come at random. And they can come. Oh, and passing out. Yes, episodes of blacking out that can happen in segments of in one session. One session can last a minute, or it can last for an hour or two. And in that segment, in that window, you could be passing out like every 3 to 5 minutes, or every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, every 20 minutes. And you start feeling this very extremely anxious feeling where your body completely tenses up, um, and you're feeling this overwhelming sensation of I don't know how to, of emotions, of what the emotion is. You just feel, you just tense up. I guess that's just the best way to describe it. You just get tense, and you can't control it. Like your body's going to automatically tense up, and it's almost like when a person is freezing cold and then they just tense up and they try to warm themselves up and they ball it all up. That's what happens. It causes you to do that and you can't control it. And it does cause you to get cold too. Cause think about it. It can make you cold. That's why I put this jacket on. Normally I just put on my pajama top, but my pajama top wasn't going to work. I had to put on an actual jacket. So I actually have on a jacket this time. So those are symptoms of the vasovagal syncope and what provokes it and what can cause it. Even eating sometimes, depending on what you eat, can cause it too. Now, I think, just thinking, why it provokes lupus is because the lupus SLE, um, because with the lupus causes a lot of those exact same issues and problems. The lethargicness, fatigueness, exhaustion. Well, you could get exhausted, but lupus, the exhaustion and the fatigueness and lethargicness that you feel with lupus is on another level. It's extremely dangerous, and it comes spontaneously. You don't see it coming. You might, if it's a 50% chance that you will be able to catch it, feel it come on, and then it's 50% chance that you won't. There's been times I've been asleep and I've had flare up in my sleep. Of course, I didn't know it was going to happen. If you know, you can just feel like you don't get enough rest. The tiredness and the sleepiness, excessive sleeping, are symptoms of lupus SLE with mixed connective tissue disease. Um, and I'm going to explain the mixed connective tissue disease to you guys in a little bit. Um, with lupus SLE, some of the symptoms of lupus SLE is fatigueness, lethargicness, excessive sleep and excessive exhaustion, excessive and extreme fatigue, um, nauseation, loss of appetite, dizziness, disoriented, get very disoriented, um, body temperature all over the place, um, and the whole time that this can be going on, guess what? Your vital signs can be completely normal. All of this craziness can be going on in your body, and your vital signs will be completely, absolutely normal. Your heart rate, your blood pressure, all of that can be completely normal when all of this is kept going on. Even with the vasovagal syncope, your blood sugar levels could be normal. Everything could be normal. That's why a lot of times when people go to the ER, that's why I don't really go to the ER when I have flare-ups, even if they're extremely aggressive and they're scary. It's a lot more than likely I'm not going to go to the ER because there's no test and no way for them to really identify and see what's going on inside of my body. Even though I'm having these serious issues, they can't necessarily detect it per se. Um, Another thing is migraine headaches, regurgitation, vomiting, speech impediments, issues, cognitive issues, memory issues, joint pains, really bad joint pains. It can cause nosebleed because sometimes the headaches will get so bad your nose will bleed, or either just your body can become overheated. You can feel cold, or you can feel, comfortable, and your nose will still start bleeding. So, um, those are some of the symptoms. Excuse me. I'm gonna take a nap around 4. So um, getting sick when you eat is something that lupus can cause. You can try to eat or drink something, and it can make you very sick and nauseated to the point where you're throwing up and regurgitating and vomiting, passing out, and everything. So there's really no infinitive thing, particularly that you can or cannot do that can provoke it. Because I know for me, majority of the times when I have my flare ups, I'm not doing anything active. I'm not doing nothing. But when I do get active, it makes it really, really worse. It makes it horrible. Like, say, for instance, I could be, when I'm home, I could go take a shower and it can provoke. I could have flare ups. Oh, let me backpedal. I'm sorry. The mixed connective tissue disease, it also affects your skin, and it can cause Raynaud disease, which is syndrome, which is a condition that I have in my hands. I'm very klutzy because of that. Since this happened, I got the nerve damage in my hands and the arthritis. I'm very klutzy. I drop things all the time. I'm always dropping stuff when before I didn't have that problem. So that's another thing. It causes you to have weak muscles, and it can cause damage to your internal organs with the mixed connective tissue disease. I don't know why I forgot to mention that, but that's a part of the lupus SLE. And when they are interacting together, that portion of the lupus, the mixed connective tissue disease, it causes it to flare. It causes all of the extra stuff to happen. Um, Even like just with me talking right now, I'm actually having a flare up of both lupus and vasovagal syncope, and that's why if you all start seeing me kind of like start shivering and just being on, you know, I can't help it. If I'm fidgeting, I can't help it. So if y'all see that, just excuse it. That's just one of the things. Those are some of the things that come along with it, and I can't control it. So um, I didn't know I was going to have. I don't be knowing. That's the thing. Like I don't know when I'm going to have a flare up. So it can just happen at any given time. And one of the things, if I want to start back, going back public, then people are going to see that side. People are going to actually be able to see that. So I like to give people warning so they won't think that I'm freaking out or I'm high on drugs, or I'm fiending. Because people be like, is she fiending? What's wrong with it? Why she acting like that? That's why. So then you got to stop. Okay, so let's move it along with symptoms of things that can provoke flare-ups. Just reiterate, there's really no infinitive thing that particularly can that are in a box that say, okay, these are the only things that will provoke it. It just living your life can provoke flare up of lupus. It's SLE with mixed connective tissue disease. You can be writing, talking is very exhausting. Believe it or not, as much as of it that we do. That's why I don't really talk on the phone. I don't be having strength and energy. It drains you a lot. It does zap your energy. Um, it makes you very weak. The symptoms of not the symptoms, but things that can cause it. Um, just being active, cooking, interacting with friends, going shopping, exercising, um, just you be sleeping, you can be sitting up in the bed, um, just moving around can cause flare-ups. And they can be very aggressive, and flare-ups are very dangerous because you can pass out. And it causes because some of the symptoms of lupus will cause you to pass out, cause you to have fainting spells, which like the vasovagal syncope, um, it's dangerous because if you're working on a job, especially if you work like in a warehouse or in a grocery store or somewhere where there's shelves and you're stocking the shelves, or you work in inventory or something like that, or just walking, the floors are hard, okay? It's not like you're gonna fall on a bed of pillows or a mattress, You're gonna hit that floor and you can't control how you fall and how hard you fall. So it's dangerous because you can literally knock yourself out, get yourself you could get a concussion, you could get brain damage, you could have an aneurysm behind passing out. It's so many things that can happen bad to you from passing out. So you don't want to, you try not to do anything that will cause it, that you won't try to do anything, you won't intentionally try to provoke a flare up. But again, anything that you do can provoke a flare up. You can unintentionally provoke a flare up. Flare ups can happen from you just breathing. It can happen from you reading, showering, talking to friends, interacting with loved ones and friends, like you have company over. If even if you're sitting down and you're not standing up because you don't want to overdo it because your legs can get really weak. Now that is something I do have with with the vasovagal syncope and the mixed connective tissue, especially the mixed connective tissue disease. It makes my legs weak, so I get like spaghetti noodle legs. And it was like really funny about it is, I'm sorry, that's my cousin, but my legs get very weak and they be like spaghetti noodles. So I would just be wiggling and my legs would be shaking, and I just be having a hard time. So I have to be careful with that. Lupus also with and the vasovagal syncope, similar symptoms is balance problem. You have imbalancement issues. Um, it can be gets very weak, and all the strength in my legs will just leave. And before you know it, I'm down on the floor. It's not necessarily that I'm fainting or that I'm passing out. It's just that the muscles in my legs will get really weak. And that's another reason too why I'm so klutzy and clumsy now, unlike before, where I fumble a lot with stuff that I normally would not fumble with. It's hard for me to open anything and get a grip of stuff like how you can twist a cap off a medicine bottle. Those kind of things has become very challenging for me. uh, Unscrewing the cap of lip gloss, which I love. I love my lip gloss. That's why y'all think I just was able to grab. Look, I have lip gloss over there. I have one on my workstation. I have one in my drawer. I have two in the bathroom, two in my bag, one in each handbag. The two that I really carry the most because I'm not really into handbags, but I'm starting to get into them a little bit and stuff. But the two that I really like the most, I have lip gloss in those. So I'm a lip gloss fiend. Okay, just pray for me. Don't talk about them. Leave me alone. Uh, but yeah, so I have those kind of situations with my health, and it gets very challenging a lot of times. But I have to continue to live my life the best I can. So I wanted to share that with you also. If you guys wanted to know a little bit and learn a little bit more about um, some of the diseases and health issues that I'm battling. This is, me sharing and being very candid and open about it because, that's part of my advocacy mission. And my thing is, if I'm going to advocate, I need to be able to be open about it, regardless of to to whom, because it's public. It's something that I advocating. You want to be public, so might as well just be open and real about these things. So that's what I wanted to share with you all. I hope I gave you all some information. Now I will say this too, because a lot of people will have asked me, as far as foods and diets and everything. Me personally, I'm really not into greasy foods, fried foods too much. Every blue moon, like literally, we might eat some, might, big might, okay? I love fresh fruits and vegetables. It's if possible, because it's not necessarily that it can get costly, but sometimes people don't get full of vegetables. Like you have to train your body. So if you're not used to eating healthy and you're making a transition into becoming healthy and becoming a vegetarian or whatever, you may find yourself struggling a little bit to make that transition. So my advice to anyone who is transitioning or that find themselves struggling with eating holistically or eating more healthy, um, is to start making smoothies. But here's the thing: you really need a great NutriBullet or um, Vitamix. Use a Vitamix. You need a good blender like that that's going to really be able to blend your fruits and vegetables, because if not, it's going to be chunky and it'll be really nasty. It normally, if it gets nasty and chunky like that, it'll automatically make a person not even want to try it again. So, you want to make sure you're eating as much natural and holistic foods as and organic foods as possible. Okay, drink plenty of alkaline water, which you don't have to necessarily buy alkaline water. You can make your own alkaline water with, let me show you guys what I'm talking about, because I can mention it, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you're going to be looking at me sideways like what is that? So let me pull this up for you so you can see what kind of cucumber. When I say cucumber, there's different types of cucumber. So I want you to see what kind of cucumber I'm talking about that you can use in your water, um, and learn some different things. You can use berries. I eat a lot of berries, ginger, fresh turmeric, because you can get the powdered turmeric, and then you can also have the regular turmeric. The fresh root itself. Um, you also can cayenne pepper, sea moss, uh, Mecca powder, carob, um, fish oil, coconut oil. It's just so much stuff that you can use. Okay, so this is the kind of cucumber because there's different types of cucumber. This is it's called a median lemon cucumber, or um, and I use this in my water with the alkaline. I mean, with mint leaves. Trying to keep that clear. I add some mint leaves to the water, and you can use that as alkaline water yourself. You can even infuse water with, well, fuse water, sorry, with your lemon peels, and you're peeling from, and some of the pulp too, because like when you slice it, in other words, like when you slice your lemon, you slice your oranges, instead of taking the peel off, like most time people will take the peel off, no, keep the peel on, and you stick it in your water, and you can put it in a refrigerator, or you can just sit it on it overnight, um, and by your bedside. Then that could be like the first thing you have in the morning. It helps cleanse you out really good, and you will still have your struggles. Some people, it all depends on your body. Like my body is very delicate and very sensitive, so even with me doing as much as I can, sometimes it still isn't enough. A lot of times, rather, should I say, let me just be realistic about it, still isn't enough. But if you want to learn more about my struggles and my battles with chronic illness and diseases, feel free to go to my YouTube channel for my advocacy work, which is Lupus Slayer. That's my YouTube. For my Lupus Slayer. You can follow me on all social media outlets at Lupus Slayer. Um, and because I already had that before I decided to do the Gloves On campaign. I didn't think that I was going to be doing global campaign. I didn't know that was going to come to me, that the universe was going to bring it to me. Otherwise, I would have just named the Gloves On campaign. It'd have been easier instead of having two separate names. I may eventually change it over. But for right now, because I don't want to complicate things, I just keep it at that. But this is the Gloves On campaign. Um, and I'm going to show you guys my social medias, like I stated, that I'm on. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and the page is literally like that. Ad loop is all one word. If you put it in like that, it's all one word. You'll go directly to my pages, and my Facebook pages. It shows Lupus Invisibilities, but I'm getting ready to change that to Lupus Slayer as well. I mean, like the name. But this is my URL. When you put in the URL, like facebook.com/Lupus Slayer, like this, then it'll take you to that particular page. Now, if you want to support and sponsor, become a sponsor, you can donate $75, and I will receive a free 2021 calendar for my advocacy mission. All of the proceeds go 100% towards my Gloves On campaign. That's the thing. So it's all going to be going towards that. It's not going to be going towards me trying to get no brand new house and all of that stuff. If it's not going to be benefiting the campaign, it's not going to be used for that. Also, you can make a donation. If you make a donation of $100, you will get a free pillow throw and pillow set designed by me, by my design company. So it's designed, and you will also receive a special gift. That's for any donation of $100 or more. And again, you can just go to the website. You see it at below where it says Gloves On campaign. You can go there, even if you just go to the website, and it's right on the home page. It's really big, so you're not going to miss it. And you can just click on that button or on the flyer, and it'll take you to that the proper page. If you make a donation of $150, you're going to receive the throw and pillow set plus the calendar, and then also a special gift. So these are ways that you can support if you like. If you want to support, um, you go on the website. Some people they think you do first. You do not have to have a PayPal account to make a donation. Using PayPal, you don't at all. Like if you go to the website, you don't have to create an account. It's I don't know why they have it so small, but you can continue on and just add, put in your payment information and that's it. You don't have to create an account per se. Um, for with PayPal, that is to make the payment. Then here are some other options, where you can make a $5, $10, $20, $50 donation if you like. Um, all of it, like I said, all towards my Gloves On campaign, advocacy mission initiative. This is the 2021 Gloves On campaign chronic diseases illness awareness calendar that I customized and designed myself. All of the graphics from the butterfly to the ribbons, everything was customized and designed by me. Uh, so, I'm putting a whole lot of love, a whole lot of love in it. If you prefer using Cash App, because I know a lot of people are more comfortable with Cash App. If you decide that you prefer to use Cash App, then there's my tag right there. Um, you can go to Cash App and you put that tag in, and you can make a donation. That's way if you prefer using the Cash App. And just make sure that in the for field where it says for, or reason, that you make sure you put in Gloves On campaign so that I can make sure that that's where it goes in channels to. Okay. So that's pretty much it. And I just hope maybe some of the information I provided to you guys is helpful. Um, and as you start learning more about you start learning more about your body as well too. If you start battling chronic illness and diseases, and you just have to, regardless whether you have a condition or not, just always still take care of your health. um, because I was so blessed to already have been doing that. That's how I beat cervical ovarian cancer with no chemo and no radiation. I've been cancer free 7 years. They told me that I would have died, let them tell I would have been dead 5 years ago because they told me I only had 7 years. I mean, I only had 2 years to live. And, it's been 5 years later after that supposedly been 2 year mark. I'm still here, thank God. So, they don't know what they're talking about. But anywho, I hope you guys learned something. And if you know anybody who have any chronic illnesses, diseases, please make sure that you guys go onto the website. Please go over to my website and sign my Gloves On campaign. The Gloves On campaign is my way of, I'm in the process of trying to get a support act bill passed for those of us battling chronic illnesses and diseases right here. Okay, because it is extremely challenging. Um, and because it's misunderstood and because there's no defiant pattern or way for them to identify how it can and will affect a particular person. A lot of times people who have it, 99% of people with chronic illness diseases who have applied for disability do not get it, especially when you're a melanin woman. They don't want to give it to you unless you have some kind of a psychological issue, mental health issue, um, where you're on medications, for your mental disability or mental health. If not, they 9 times out of 10 is going to automatically reject you. So I want to have that change because it's not right and it's biased and it's superficial, and they should not be trying to, penalize people for being sick or trying to dictate to people what can and cannot go on in their body. and they shouldn't turn people down just because they do not understand how it works. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Some kind of connectivity issue. I'm gonna have to call AT&T because this been going on for a minute. I'm sick of it. But yeah, so that is um pretty much the rundown. And hopefully, like I said, it got some information. But I will be doing this. I'm gonna try to do this at least twice a week and share a different or the same chronic illness disease, but give you more information about it. Okay. So thank you all for your time. We thank you for watching. God bless, one love, peace. And I'm out like a light.